Alright, once again, want to give our praises to Yahweh Bashem Yashai, double honors to the apostles of great Nelson that shall be doing well. Salutation to the Akim that preach this word in sincerity and in truth. Right, this is Lamar once again from GMS Trinidad. Right, I believe I'm gonna entitle this video. We don't get our cutters. Right, time for Esau to get his own. Right, because guess what? The children of Israel, right? We had to get punishment. So basically for disobeying the laws, commandments, and statutes of the Most High. So, right? So I'll just bring out some precepts here. This is Amos chapter 2, verse 4 going down. It said, thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Judah, and for 4, I will not send away the punishment thereof, because they have despised the law of Yahweh, and have not kept his commandments, and their lies caused them to err, after the which their fathers have walked. Right? So the Most High say for disobeying his laws, his statutes, and commandments that he'll punish us. Alright? Reading on, it says, but I will send a fire upon Judah, and it shall devour the palaces of Jerusalem. And how the Most High, how did he punish us? Right? That fire, he basically take us into slavery. That was the furthest of affliction, right? He used the so-called white man, right? Isaiah 10, it says, O Assyrian, the rod in my hand, right? He used the so-called white man to basically beat us, right? The hammer the whole earth. Because guess what? The Most High said our neck is like iron sinew, right? If I'm not mistaken, and he take us through the furnace. And we know that iron is a metal, and metal is malleable and ductile. So he used what? He used the hammer, the whole earth, the so-called white man, to do what? Beat us into shape that he wanted us to be. Right? And he take us through that fire to basically weaken us and soften us and bend us into shape until he take us out perfectly. Right? But you know something, when he take us out of that fire affliction, we're gonna be a new sharp instrument to do what? To break that blasted hammer that beat us, to cut it in pieces. Right? It says, thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Israel, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they sold the righteous for silver, and the poor for a pair of shoes. Alright? So guess what? The 2 houses of Jacob get punished, Judah and Israel. Right? This is Deuteronomy 28. I'll read verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that Yahweh thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. Yes, so if we listen and hearken unto the voice of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right, we will not have the cause to get punished, right? We will not have the cause to be smitten. Right, but we disobey his law, statutes, and commandments. Right, that's why verse 15 it says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Right? So what? The opposite of blessing is a curse. So if you do the opposite, right? If it is you ain't hearken, right? Dala Ashamai, right? He'll punish you, right? He will beat you, and that way he uses so-called white man for, right? And one of the means of our punishment, Deuteronomy first I read verse 58. It says, if thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, right? That thou mayst fear this glorious and fearful name, Yahweh, thy power. So, hey, you know what? The whole earth is the Most High one. The whole universe. The scripture said the earth is Yahweh's and the fullness thereof. So the Most High, he set down his rules. right? And he gave us a commandment to obey all these laws, right? So basically, he gave us a law to obey these laws. But guess what? We didn't. And what any father does do, anytime they ain't hooking on to his voice, he tell them to do something and they ain't do it, or he tell them not to do something and they do it, he'll cut their ass. So get what? Israel get a good and proper cut ass. You understand? You know, some brothers just did it bring out on the highways and the byways. I can't remember the name of the place. It's like when they have a rebellious child, alright, they carry them somewhere and guess what? They deal with the children and straighten them out. Right? They basically straighten them out for you, but with the so-called white man did he overdo it. So the most high now he coming to punish them that punish his children. Right? Mosiah set a snare for the king of Babylon. Right? Verse 68. Right? So I mean I was showing one of the means of how he punishes, which was the major way, right? It says, and Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, right? And who came, right? Because guess what? The word Egypt um, is synonymous with slavery. It goes back to the Greek word Egyptos, which means slavery, right? But the Hebrew there is metazarium, which means of bondage or to bind, right? It says, shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake to you. So basically, the scripture is saying the Lord will take you back into slavery again with ships. But at that time, it wasn't spiritual. Um, when I mean it wasn't spiritual, the first slavery that we served in the land of Egypt, right? It was a physical land, and Egypt and Israel right there. I mean, the first time they walked to Egypt. So is it sent by ships? No, right? And if you understand it, the scripture, right? I'll read, and Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee. So you understand that it's not back into the land of Egypt itself, right? But now it's going in a height is spiritual by the way whereof. What do you mean by the way whereof? By different angles or by the cases, because guess what? This goes back also to Deuteronomy 4 verse 27, and the Lord shall scatter thee among matter of fact I read it. Deuteronomy 4 verse 27, it says, and Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations, right? And ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whether Yahweh shall lead you, right? So it says, whereof I spake unto thee, right, amongst the nations. And who are the people that were sold into slavery and who came here on slave ships? Are the Negroes, the Latinos, and the natives. Because guess what? Even the northern tribe, which kept the name Israel, they came over here on ships too, or boats. Right? They even show that in this cartoon or this movie Moana. Right? They came over on many waters. Right? Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies. Right? So you sold unto your enemies, and people don't get, right? When the scripture in Luke 1 verse 68 talk about Yahushai, matter of fact, I read it. This is Luke, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Matthew was the Baba. This is Luke chapter 1 verse 68. It says, blessed be the Yahweh power of Israel. So it says the God of Israel, right? For he had visited and redeemed his people, buy back his people. They ain't talking about the other nations here, right? They're talking about the nation, the people, the seed of Israel, right? Zarai Allah, the seed of the Most High God, right? And hath raised up an horn of salvation, our ruler, our prince, our king, right? For us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began. Right? From since the world began, the talk about somebody who will and be raised up to redeem the seed, the sons of God. Right? That we should be saved from our enemies. So the scripture didn't say that we shall be saved from sins, even though Matthew 1 verse 21 said, he shall save the people from their sins. Because of the sins, right, they always will lead into the hands of their enemies. So you have to understand it, Bayan, right? Bayan, understand, discern it, right? That we should be saved from our enemies, right? So who sold us into slavery? The so-called white man. The so-called white man is not our friend, right? He broke the brotherly covenant. The so-called white man does not like you Negroes. No. Get that out of a thick skull. If you people, he keep on showing it every day. And if you people know about the plans, the King Alfred plan, the RX-8 plan, right? Project Megiddo, the things the so-called white man have in his mind, even here in Trinidad, this dumb Bill Gates come down here. Who knows what the hell he going on do? He's not a friend. The East Indians is not your friends. The Africans is not your friends. By the way, it's not African. Not because a horse, a donkey, or a pig black don't mean all of them is the same. Alright? It says, and from the hand of all that hate us. The Confederate flag. Right? The KKK. These white people show you that they don't like you. Why like them? Go say they hate the Most High because they are the ones that say that there's no God. So why love them? Right? Yeah. So that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. Right? So that is why Yahweh Most High sent his son. Right? And there he shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. So we are sold to the so-called white man, the bondmen and bondwomen. And the so-called white man, we cannot sow so much that these other nations, we became a prey unto the other nations, preceding to Ezekiel 34, right? And Ezekiel 30, 35, Ezekiel 36 and 1, right? The dogs licked up Lazarus' soul. We are Lazarus, these other nations are dogs, right? It is understandable, right? This is Amos chapter 11, verse Amos 1 verse 11, Salakia. It says, thus saith Yahweh, power for 3 transgressions of Edom, right? Which in the Hebrew is other one, which goes back to red. Right? Is the so-called white man is speaking about the so-called white man, right? And for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, right? And did cast off all pity. So then doesn't the so-called white man pursue you Jakes, you Negroes and Latinos with the sword, which is the gun, right? Think of it. And did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. Oh no, I mean, hey, we so-called get emancipated. Doesn't the so-called white man, after his slavery, still shows that he hates us? Hey, this game they have in Spain, I believe, with running the bull through the city, right? That basically that goes back to when the whites in Spain was running the Moors out of the land, right? Whites they always have to have a black bull. The matadors, whatever the cases they in Spain, they always had a red flag and stabbing up the bull. Why? That should represent you Negroes, because why? The Moors were once strong. That is why they use a bull, and they were black, right? So they use a black bull representing the Moors, so they run them out of the city, chase them out. You people need to do history. I ain't a fan of history, but guess what? In order to break down the scriptures, you have to at least know a little bit of history. And when the spirit of Yahweh Shami and Shai dealing with you, right? But yeah, now is the time Esau going and get his cutters. Now Esau going and get his cutters. Alright? This is Ezekiel. class to the Christian people and the Christian music ever. This is Ezekiel 35, verse 1 to 6. It says, Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. Right? Who dwell at Mount Seir? The Edomites. Right? Genesis 36 and 8. The Edomites, right, dwell at Mount Seir. The white people, like why they like high places, that's why they always build tall towers. Alright? It says, more, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. It never say prophesy peacefully. It say prophesy against it, because it's time for these the white people to get a punishment. And say unto it, Thus saith Yahweh power, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword. Go back into slavery. Right? This movie Rosewood. They kill out a whole bunch of Negro men, all the age of 11, hanging them. Watch Birth of a Nation. They spill our blood. It's right there. It's in the scriptures. It's in history. It's all about the so-called white man hate you people. Hey, and you Edomites, you go in and get your cut ass. Or like how we just say in St. Vincent, you go in and get cap. Your legs, your cut ass sure. Like how we just say it in Trinidad too. Your cut ass a buck, it's sure. It's right there. You go in and get it. And you're going and get it sweet too. Because why? All of that anger just raging up in the Most High. Right? And the Most High, he doesn't say, hey, he's a consuming fire. So guess what? Your wrath is going to get consumed. Right? When the Most High set off those ICBM nuclear missiles, and every day basically we praying for the Lord just send that destruction, Babu Pasha, Yahweh, Shamir, Shai, Shalak, Mashapatium. And you fucking wicked devils. Alright? As I was saying yesterday to brother Amon one, he said, really and truly, it come like, we Jacob is really and truly that little brother who will fear and listen to the words of his father. Right? Well, that is the remnant. And Esau is like that big brother, that wicked big brother who always advantage any little brother. Right? And that is you Edomites. Right? It says, by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity. When also was our time of our calamity, when King Nebuchadnezzar came against the nation of Israel. You sat on the next side, you watch, some of you help, you burn down the Lord temple. I disrespect. Because guess what? The Most High is supposed to come like your father. You had two righteous fathers, that Adam, you knew the law, and you had Isaac. You know that the Most High Yahweh Shem Shai is supreme, and you tell them that the temple was made for his name and you destroyed it. You real goddamn disrespectful. Right? And not only that, when we was getting carried away as slaves, some of you, the Israelites who remain, the Jews that remain, you slaughter them. Right? It says, in the time that their iniquity had an end. So what they're talking about now. Because guess what? So-called emancipation, that is when our iniquity had an end, the hardcore bondage, that is when it ended. But you people still have us in your possession. Right? You didn't sit here, look at it, go back to your land. You try to be guileless, brainwash us. Not brainwash, brain corrupt, because when they wash something, you make it dirty. You make it clean, Salakia. Right? When you wash something, you make it clean. When you polluted our brains, making us think that we's Africans, right? And Mexicans and these kind of shits in it. Right? But we are the true Hebrew Israelites. Then King Darius, And Cyrus, after Xerxes, allowed us to go back into the land of Israel. But no, you had to keep us in your possession, because why? You just like Laban or Laban, right? Because why? Why you want to keep us in your possession is because, boy, you're getting rich off our backs. The music industry, which you're making all people going off with the adulteries and homosexuality and all kind of spiritual wickedness, right? You're cut us book, because why? You disobeying everything that the Most High said not to do, and that one sweet commandment, right? Don't touch the children of Israel. Whoever touch the children of Israel shall offend. We are the apple of Yahweh Shem Yahushai eye. And the Most High going to destroy you. Right? It says, therefore, as I live, said Yahweh power, I will prepare thee unto blood. Right? And blood shall pursue thee. Said, thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Yes, so you like to shed blood, your blood will not be shed. Hey, it's best, as we just say, it's best you offer up yourself now, what you fighting for? Go fight it. You are going to be destroyed. And basically, you doing everything to be destroyed. Is that because why? You're a fool. The knowledge of wickedness is not knowledge, it's not wisdom. Alright? This is Jeremiah 49, verse 12. Right? It says, for thus saith Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. Which is who? The children of Israel. Right? We weren't supposed to drink of that cup, but we drunk of it, we get punished. Right? Amos 3, verse 1 and 2. Moses said, out of all the families of the earth, he only know Israel, therefore he will punish us. So we had to get punished for disobeying the laws. Right? It says, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? So you thinking you're asking an escape? If Israel, the apple of the Most High, I can escape the cutters. You think you're gonna escape the cutters? Guess what? You're gonna get a cutters. And then after a cutters, you're gonna be put to death. After 1,000 years of slavery, thou shall be put to death. Thus saith Yahweh Shem Shai, and is that right? It says, thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. Surely the Most High don't lie. You know that Esau, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right, does not lie. If he say he will not do it, he is going to do it. Right? For I have sworn by myself, the Most High sworn by his mighty name, said Yahweh, that Bozrah, right, that's the capital, the chief place in Edom, right, which now is America, right, shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual wastes. I have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together, and come against her, and rise up to the battle. So we see this already happening. It done in the works, it done in plain. North Korea, Kim Jong-un, Vladimir Putin from Russia, Assad, China, all these nations going to come against your cut ass book. Right, Esau? Your cut ass book. Right, trying to beguile us with false doctrines and lies, right, to make us an abomination unto Yahweh Shem Shai. But the Most High had made a way for his children. Right? He don't tell it that in Jeremiah, the book of Jeremiah. He say, if thou can measure the heights of heaven, the depths of the sea, and find out all these great and wonderful things, then I will cast off Israel. Right? But the Most High will not cast off his people who he have foreknown. Right? This is Revelation 13, verse 9. Right? And 10. It said, if any man have an ear, let him hear. If any man have an ear to understand, let him understand. Right? It says, and right now Esau, you're not understanding, but you have ears. You dotish. It says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. The so-called white man, you Esau, you led the children of Israel, the Negroes, the Latinos, and natives into slavery. Isn't that right? Right? But I don't care how much you might hate me. I would love that. Hate me with all the hate. As our camp leader was saying, we want you back in that warlike state. Right? We want you back in your fire age. So come with it so we can beat the hell out of you. Right? Because why? We know you done planning to destroy the Holy Seed, but you cannot. Right? Scripture said most high when I'm caught like a lion bear bereaved of her webs, you when I'm boy, your cutouts gonna be sweet. Hey, like over here in Trinidad, right? We have a thing we just do. Like when you're young, right? You see a neighbor getting a cutouts and they laugh. That hey, the scripture say most high gonna mock, gonna laugh, and gonna laugh through his servants the prophet. Right? Your cutouts gonna be sweet. And we're gonna laugh. Right? We, the men of the hopefully elect, great millstone, we're gonna laugh. We're gonna rejoice to see Nineveh fall. Right? Which is America. Right? It says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. So yeah, you're gonna die. You know? Hey, a lot of Edomites gonna be visiting the spiritual world very often. And when the spirit go up, be calling it back down. Can your heart endure? The kind of cut house you're gonna get, can you endure? It says, must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Um, Ecclesiasticus 25. Hey, we're gonna be smiling. We are going to be smiling. Ecclesiasticus 25 verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th will I utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. Scripture said, you know, basically all of the elect when and see. Psalms 91. This is Psalms 91. Verse 8, it says, only with thine eyes shall thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Right? So when the hopefully elect up in chariots, we're going to see the reward of the wicked. Right? When we come back for the rest of you win all the bunkers, all the feel like you can hide. You feel you're going to get away from that cutters, all you can hide. Right? Hey, we're going to see the reward of the wicked. And it's going to be sweet. Every time we see the Most High cutting our yards, we're gonna have a cup of iron, right? And we're just gonna drink and rejoice, right? This is Lamentations. Hey, the Most High gonna laugh at you people calamity, right? That the day of judgment will not be the sweetest day after some peace. I tell you, so that's gonna be the sweetest thing ever, right? This is Lamentation, right? 21 and 22. It says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. Right? So the Most High telling you, hey, rejoice, be glad. Hey, be merry. Man, hey, eat and drink. You know why? For tomorrow you shall die. Because why? The Most High prophecy is done in play. We done seen, Yahushua said before it come to pass, he told us, right? He told us to look for wars and rumors and wars, earthquakes, all these things we see, and we measure any time diligently, right? So yeah, we could tell these, we could come out now and tell the Edomites, hey, rejoice, be glad, nah, but hey, y'all drink a cup of juice, right? It says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom that dwellest in the land of us. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shall make thyself naked, right? But you're gonna see a shame, right? You're gonna be bare, exposed, which you are right about now. The elders and apostles of Great Millstone exposing you through what the truth, right? The truth come like a knife, right? Just taking your skin off. We exposing it, we making it bare, right? It says the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. Yeah, so we don't get we got us, right? He will no more carry thee away into captivity. So we will no longer be in the captivity of your hands, neither in the hands of the Moabites, neither in the hands of the Elamites, the Medians. Will not go into the slavery into the hands of the Egyptians, the stinking, dirty, black, mucky water Africans, right? We'll be at peace with Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai ruling over us, right? It says he will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Right? So the Most High, yeah, he don't discover his sins. We see it. You are the wicked. The so-called white man, the Edomites, Esau, the Rothschild family, the Rockefeller family, the banking family, right? Whoever else that's not important in my eyesight, right? And the elites, prepare for your cutters book, right? So with that, I want to say all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, double honors to the elders, the apostles of Great Millstone that surely do rule well. A salutation to all the Akim that push this word in sincerity and truth, right? Rab, Ahab, Kalakiam, Shalawam.